And now for our feature presentation.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to my second game of my solo run of Jeopardy for Philips CDI, in which in one game I won $171,599. Let's see what happens in game 2. Again, as mentioned in game 1, there are no computer opponents. I play this thing solo dolo.
This is Jeopardy!
There's the late, great Charlie O'Donnell.
And now, entering the studio is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Charlie O'Donnell. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jeopardy! If you already know the rules, select the number of players. For game rules, select Help. If you know the rules, please select the number of players.
Okay. Let's see if we can add on to my $171,599. I just went to go bring my cat in here with me so he could watch me play. Alright, one player, please.
Okay, go ahead and select a name.
We'll use the name I used last time, Scott, and that's my last name, as everybody knows.
Scott.
That's right.
Now, if your names are right, select Play Game.
Doing just that right now.
Let's start off with the Jeopardy round. Here are your categories.
I'm ready.
Authors.
Same as before?
Pop music.
I'll be.
International cuisine. Sports greats. Antiquities. And finally, oh no. Notice that the O is in quotation marks. Let's put the dollar values on the board.
Same as before, okay.
Scott.
Let's go authors for 100.
For $100,
Invited to Charles Dickens' home for a 2-week visit, this Danish children's author stayed 5.
Who is Hans Christian Andersen. So there's no reason why we shouldn't do well here. Oh, no, there's no B. Try again. Right down there.
yes, you got it. Scott.
There's no reason why we shouldn't do well.
For $200,
The Tabard Inn, setting of his most famous work, burned down in 1676.
Who is Geoffrey Chaucer? Oh, no. Oh, no.
you got it. Scott. For $300,
R.M. Ballantyne's The Coral Island was an inspiration for his Neverland.
Who is J.M. Barrie?
yes, you got it. Scott. Clue.
Vermont patriot who wrote the anti-religious book Reason, the Only Oracle of Man.
Who is Ethan Allen?
Yes, you got it. Scott. The clue.
Derry Down Derry was listed as the author of his book of limericks, A Book of Nonsense.
Who is Edward Lear?
You're right. Scott. Answer?
This 1966 Stevie Wonder hit is subtitled Everything's All Right.
What is uptight?
Correct. Scott. For $200,
Lead singer of Genesis, who was involved in 25 top 40 hits in the 1980s, more than any other performer.
Who is Phil Collins?
correct. Scott. For $300,
This former Commodore wrote and produced Kenny Rogers' 1980 million-seller Lady.
Who is Lionel Richie?
well done. Scott. The answer is
This rock superstar was featured on the album E.T., the Extraterrestrial.
Who is Michael Jackson?
you got it. Scott. For $500,
While Daddy is sleeping and Mama ain't around, we're going to do this 60s dance until we tear the house down.
What is the twist?
that's right. Scott. Here's your clue.
The Irish soda type of this is leavened with baking soda, as its name implies.
What is bread?
That's it. Scott. Clue.
This edible fruit of an aquatic plant gets all wrapped up in rumaki.
What is the water chestnut? Uh-oh.
You're right. Scott. Your clue is
Tomatillos are usually eaten when they are this color.
What is green?
That's it. Scott. The answer is
Parma ham, also known as this, is served traditionally with figs as a first course.
What is prosciutto?
correct. Scott. Here's your clue.
In Austria, if you ask for a dessert Mitschlag, it will be topped with this.
What is whipped cream?
Well done. Scott. The answer there,
This center, for the Oilers and the Kings, was named MVP of the NHL 9 times in the 1980s.
Who is Wayne Gretzky?
that's it. Scott. For $200,
Say hey, he played in 24 All-Star games and slugged 660 career homers, third on the all-time list.
Who's Willie Mays?
right. Scott. For $300,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a 3-time All-American basketball player at this college.
What is UCLA?
yes, you got it. Scott. It's the Daily Double. Scott. Going for it all. All right, let's see what happens. Here is your Daily Double clue.
Don Carter and Dick Weber were among the first 8 to be inducted into this Pro Sports Hall of Fame in 1975.
What is professional bowling?
Well done. Scott. The answer there,
Al Erter won a record 4 Olympic gold medals in this field event.
What is the discus throw?
yes. Scott. For $100,
A hydria is an ancient jar used to carry this, hence its name.
What is water?
yes. Scott. For $200,
An Anglo-Saxon ship apparently used as a tomb for a king was unearthed at Sutton Hoo in this country.
What's England?
You got it. Scott. For $300.
Shang Dynasty ones seldom had clappers. They were struck on the outside with mallets.
What are bells?
Right. Scott. The answer there.
His sarcophagus, opened in 1924, contained 3 nested coffins. The innermost was made of solid gold.
Who's King Tut?
Correct. Scott. For $500.
Euphronius was noted for figures in this bright color on his ancient Greek pottery.
What is red?
Yes, you got it. Scott. Your clue is
Set in Texas in the 1860s, this 1957 film was Disney's first about a boy and his dog.
What is Old Yeller?
you're right. Scott. Clue.
The Southport Yellow Globe isn't a newspaper, but one of these used in soups and stews.
What are onions?
You're right. Scott. For $300.
Cleopatra's Needle is a famous one of these.
What is an obelisk?
Yes, well done. Scott. For $400.
This wildcat's distinctive coat features both dots and stripes.
What is an ocelot?
Yes, well done. Here is the last clue. For $500,
You could say she's sown some wild books, including Do With Me What You Will.
Who is Joyce Carol Oates?
correct. All right, that does it for the Jeopardy round. Now let's go on to Double Jeopardy. 2 daily doubles will appear in these categories. Historic names. Shakespeare. Museums. Rivers. Science and technology. And world flags. Here are the double Jeopardy dollar values. Scott. For $200,
The Travelers Company paid out his life insurance after he was killed at Little Bighorn.
Who is Custer?
yes, well done. Scott. That answer is the Daily Double. Scott. Get it correct, of course, and you'll double your score. Here is your Daily Double clue.
Of Maria Theresa's 16 children, the one who became a queen of France.
Who is Marie Antoinette?
That's it. Scott. The answer is
Some believe this archbishop seeking a martyr's death deliberately provoked King Henry II.
Who is Becket?
correct. Scott. The clue.
In December 1812, he wrote his first important essay on independence, the Cartagena Manifesto.
Who is Simon Bolivar?
You're right. Scott. The answer there.
As leader of the Scottish Reformation, he helped make Presbyterianism Scotland's national religion.
Who is John Knox?
Yes, you got it. Scott. For $200,
The witches in Macbeth chant double, double toil and this.
What is trouble?
yes, well done. Scott. Your clue is
This title character's mother is also his aunt because she married his uncle Claudius.
Who is Hamlet?
well done. Scott. The answer?
The play in which Cassandra raves, "Cry, cry, Troy burns, or else, let Helen go."
What is Troilus and Cressida?
Correct. Scott. The answer is
Mercutio is a kinsman to Aeschylus, the prince of this city.
What is Verona?
Correct. Scott. Your clue is
By the end of this tragedy, Cassio rules in Cyprus.
What is Othello?
well done. Scott. For $200,
In 1805, Napoleon ordered the completion of this museum to house the art looted by his armies.
What is the Louvre?
well done. Scott. It's the second Daily Double. Scott. Get it correct, of course, and you'll double your score. Here is your Daily Double clue.
Claremore, Oklahoma has a museum containing the personal effects of this cowboy humorist.
Who is Will Rogers?
Well done. Scott. For $600.
A museum of diplomatic history can be found at the Palais des Nations in this Swiss city.
What is Geneva? Oops. Got it.
Right. Scott. The answer?
This Russian city's Winter Palace now houses part of the Hermitage art collection.
What is Leningrad?
You're right. Scott. For $1,000.
The Nevada State Museum in Carson City is housed in the building once used by this U.S. government agency.
What is the Mint?
Right. Scott. For $200.
The Henley Royal Regatta takes place on this river.
What is the Thames?
You got it. Scott. Here's your clue.
A new waterway connects this German river through the Main and Danube to the Black Sea.
What is the Rhine?
Correct. Scott. For $600.
This river runs from Alberta to Manitoba through the province with which it shares its name.
What is the Saskatchewan?
You're right. Scott. For $800.
Of the three longest rivers in Africa, these two start with the same two letters.
What are the Niger and Nile?
Yes, you got it. Scott. For $1,000.
Its main ports are Buenos Aires and Montevideo.
What is the Rio de la Plata?
You got it. Scott. For $200.
The blowpipe for blowing this material was invented about 30 BC in the Middle East.
What is glass?
Right. Scott. For $400.
The axis of a gyroscope in a gyrocompass is set to point toward this.
What is the North Pole?
Yes, well done. Scott. The answer is
This element, whose symbol is K, catches fire when put in water.
What is potassium? No, no, no!
Sorry, you're wrong. You should have come up with this.
Dang it, I went too fast.
What is potassium?
I knew it, and I even said it out loud, but that's okay. Just a minor little hiccup.
Scott. The answer is
This retired German army officer built his first dirigible, the LZ-1, in 1900.
Who's Zeppelin? Count Zeppelin.
That's it. Scott. Here's your clue.
Lavoisier found the law of conservation of mass, and Helmholtz the law of conservation of this.
What is energy?
That's right. Scott. Clue.
This Alpine country's flag, red with a white cross, is based on that of the Crusaders.
What is Switzerland?
Well done. Scott. Answer?
Lesotho's new flag contains a shield, a short spear, a club, and a feather from this large bird.
What is an ostrich?
Correct. Scott. The answer is
The talith, a blue and white prayer shawl, was adopted as the basis for this country's flag.
What is Israel?
You're right. Scott. For $800.
This Caribbean country's flag is called La Estrella Solitaria, or the Lone Star.
What is Cuba?
That's it. Here is the last clue. Your clue is
The flag of this Canadian province bears the cross of St. Andrew.
What is Nova Scotia? So we had one minor little hiccup, but that's okay.
Yes, you got it. And that does it for Double Jeopardy. In a moment, Final Jeopardy. Each player will be writing down their Final Jeopardy question on a piece of paper. Make sure you have enough pens and paper for everybody before starting this Final Jeopardy round. Now, let's take a look at our Final Jeopardy category. The Final Jeopardy category is landmarks. Now it's time to place your Final Jeopardy wager. Scott. Make sure your opponents are looking the other way as you enter your secret wager.
I'm going to wager everything but $2.
In just a moment, we will show you the clue. You must write down your response before time runs out, so make sure you have a pen and paper ready. The Final Jeopardy answer is, this Underground Railroad conductor's home for the aged in Auburn, New York, is now a national landmark.
Who is Harriet Tubman?
Time's up. Please stop writing. The correct question, who was Harriet Tubman?
Yep.
Scott. Were you right or wrong?
I was right.
Good going. You're automatically the Jeopardy champion. Let's see how much you added to your total.
So I end up with
Big wager, big
153,998.
score, big player. Good going, Jeopardy champ.
153,998.
All right, that concludes this game of Jeopardy. Let's take a look at the high scores, shall we?
See how much I won in 2 games.
Here are Jeopardy's high scores. So far, of course, you're the only one on the board. Would you like to play again?
And in 2 games, I won $325,597. See y'all for another game.
No? Okay. But thanks for playing. I'm Alex Trebek, and I'll see you next time when once again you get to play Jeopardy!
Hopefully I'll get some different categories and clues next time.